Hi, welcome to episode 4 of What's in the Glass. I'm Brian. This is Tanya. And today we're going to be going over Rosé.
Yeah, absolutely. Rosé has become so popular recently.
Wow.
And we're also right around the corner from Valentine's Day. And
you usually see pink things on Valentine's Day.
Basically, right?
Kind of works really well.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to start off with Jean-Luc Colombo.
Yes. So this is kind of like the Provence style, which is one of the most popular styles. It was created hundreds of years ago in Provence, which is in southern France, and they primarily used grape varieties like Syrah, Mourvedre, and Grenache. So the way that they make your rosé, most of the time, it's the Sancerre method, which means that you're getting your grapes into the vat and you're giving it a light pressing. And so what happens is you have the skins touch the juice, if you will, for a very short amount of time, and that short contact ends up making the wine very pink. The other way you can do it is if you decide that you want to pick your grapes a little earlier, and so that you have a lower bricks, like not as sweet, of the grapes on the vine aren't as sweet, and so that's the other way that you can make a really nice little rosé, which is the second one. But
very cool. We'll get there when we get there.
Absolutely.
So let's start with a little southern Rhone, little Provence style rosé.
Let's do it. So as you can see, it is a, what would you call that? Almost like a light bubblegum pink, violet pink. Yeah.
Very light.
Yeah. Getting like strawberries and watermelon or something like that.
Yeah, a little bit of the strawberry. It's great though. It's so drinkable. It's so light. It's so crisp. You know, the acid's there. I mean, this nice summer day.
Really is.
It's a beautiful little wine.
Yeah.
You know, and it's another thing about rosé, and we'll kind of go into it as we go. People always say that you have to have the freshest rosé. It's got to be the newest vintage. So we'd be looking for 2022. I don't think it's as like necessary. Grapes need time to mature and grow. Granted, you want them early on, so you want that acidity to be bright. But some of these can be held back, and they're okay. Like this is a 2021, so we'll see it as we go. But it's still bright. You know, even a year back, people get worried, and it's still there. It still holds true. I think it's delicious.
I think it's awesome too. Yeah, and it's also super versatile. So most rosés you're going to find are stainless steel fermented, so you don't have that influence of oak, so you don't have the tannins. So you can basically pair it with pretty much anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it works. Great seafood, oysters.
Absolutely. And if you want to get like romantic for Valentine's Day, it's perfect with lobster.
Yeah.
And anything fried, because let's be honest, when you want to get romantic, you want to get comfy, and so comfort food is really the way to go.
Right.
So to carry on talking about the older vintages, the next one we're going to try is actually from 2019. It's from California. It's a Syrah. So one of the components that was in the first wine. Let's see if some of it carries over.
Now this they actually crush. This is the second style.
They do crush this one. So they make this one more like a white wine, and what they'll end up doing is they'll end up separating the skins from the juice after about 12 hours or so. And so I do want to kind of think that there is a big clock and a timer. It's like, all right, guys, let's go and let's separate the must from the juice. Anyhow, this comes from Knights Valley, which is a little bit further east than Napa. What do you think, Ryan? Is it good, right?
It's really nice. Completely different style. I mean, this has a little bit more richness to it. I mean, granted, based on the grape, but Syrah versus something like Mourvedre, but really good.
It's like a spiciness to it almost. And there's definitely a bit of a roundness and richness. I think that I probably wouldn't hold this for another 2 years.
No, this is ready to go.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a bigger side, much bigger expression. Where the Jean-Luc Colombo is light, crisp,
lean.
It's acid driven.
Yeah.
This, the acid's there, but it has more weight. It has more body in it.
I think so too. I feel like it's more of a charcuterie wine. You kind of need a little something to offset it.
Almost like bitterness against it,
does.
which I don't know if that's because of the crushing versus
I'm not sure.
Their style.
I'm not sure.
Maybe just their winemaking technique.
Also, that's completely vinified dry. Perhaps it's maybe it's got something to do with the Syrah in it. Anyway, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging it. All right. So.
Sorry, I went for one last sip. right.
It's hard not to.
Next, absolutely.
Yeah, so this color is wild. This is
Yeah.
almost like a hot pink, if you want to say it in like wine terms. It's
Yeah,
like
it's about as pink as you're gonna get.
deep salmon, if you will. Yeah.
So this is Sancerre.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sancerre Rosé, which is like so rare.
Yeah, Sancerre obviously is known for Sauvignon Blanc, Loire Valley, great minerality, great acidity. They also grow Pinot Noir, which you don't really see a lot. And this is 100% Pinot Noir.
100% Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Coming out of France.
Yeah, so these guys do make a regular Pinot Noir. So I believe that what they're doing here is they're using that Saignée method. And then what happens is you're basically making the rest of the Pinot Noir a little bit more concentrated. Because Sancerre is a little bit cooler climate. Sometimes it's harder to get grapes to ripen fully. And so it is a little bit of a winemaker trick, if you will.
And this is a 2018. So
and
you've
this
gone
is an
21,
18. Yeah.
19, 18, and this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's right there up front. The acid, the
Oh,
balance,
yeah.
the minerality. It is.
Do you think it's
Has
because
not lost anything.
it hasn't
Has
at
not
all.
lost a thing.
Has not at all. This is so beautiful. I did store it properly. I had it in a very dark corner, so perhaps that's part of it.
Maybe.
You know, so definitely protect your wines if you do want to see them age. But this is fascinating. It's like great terroir, so the soil that it grows in is just very chalky and minerally.
Yeah. It's all
And then the grape
limestone,
variety
right?
and limestone.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And then the grape variety Pinot Noir is totally ageable. So
Yeah. This
This
is beautiful.
this is a rock star little
Yeah,
wine.
this is-
Yeah.
But such different styles. You know,
So
to
different.
go through the three, and you know,
Yeah.
your Provence, your lighter. The Loire is a different animal where it has that little bit of bitterness. It has that weight. It's crushed, like you said.
Yeah.
And then to go to this, just yeah.
There's almost a creaminess
Yeah,
to it.
it's got-
You know, it's a complete wine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
People throw shade at
It's
rosé.
every note.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
All right. And last but not least,
Okay.
completely different.
Totally different.
Totally
But
different.
it's something that you're starting to see more often. So, Pinot. Pinot Blanc is got like yellowish skin. Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio has like the pink skin, and Pinot Noir has the dark black, red, purple skin, if you will.
Right.
And so that's why you get the color from it. And so if you see, there's a little bit of a tinge here, and this is done in the Ramato style. And so that, like, Ramato means copper in Italian.
Mhm.
And it's just like a fuller body. I have to be honest, I haven't had that many Ramatos, so this is like
Only had a few.
kind of a treat for us.
Yeah, they're cool. There's something that's starting to come out a little bit. You know, you start to see them showing a little bit more, a little longer skin contact, which gives you a pinkish hue, which is kind of why we lumped it into this to kind
Yeah.
of showcase something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And this is actually made by, you said, Mary J. Blige?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right.
made by Fontenelle for Mary J. Blige.
Okay. Sounds
So
off,
it's
but
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to see celebrities get into the wine world.
There's a lot now.
There are
They're
a
starting
lot.
to dabble. You see a lot
There
in
are.
booze, and now you're starting
Yeah.
to see it in the wine world.
Yeah. Thank goodness, most of them stay out of the winemaking process, and they employ really great winemakers. Fontenelle has been making wine for like a couple hundred years in the Friuli region, and so I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, and Friuli's probably
Yeah.
one of my favorite regions for Pinot Grigio. It usually has a little bit more
Hands
weight,
down.
a little bit more structure than,
Yeah.
than kind of like some of the other spots.
It has a lot of aromatics too. So I was a little hesitant going to the Pinot Grigio after the Pinot Noir Rosé, but I think
That's
we
my
made
fault.
the right. I think we made the right decision.
Yeah, it's nice, you know. I mean, it has. Pinot Grigio can sometimes wash away. This has nice acid. This has nice weight and structure. I think the little bit of skin contact gives it a little bit more oomph.
It gives us a peachy quality,
Yeah,
and almost
very
like a
bright.
red apple skin, which is cool and different, and you're not really expecting it.
No, I mean it's definitely different than what we tried in the previous three. But I know like I had one on my list that was a little bit of darker hue, and people would see and go, "Well, I ordered a Pinot Grigio." And
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to know what we're going after here and say it's still that great. Just
Yeah.
it's got a little bit more time. You know,
Right.
it's had a little bit more going on, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
There's a term orange wine, which I'm hesitant to say that this is an orange wine because the skin contact is not as extended. but it's kind of training wheels for orange
Yeah,
wine.
it's
perhaps.
definitely the
You know.
crawl before you walk.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Absolutely.
Cool. It's
Yeah.
good. It's nice.
It is
It's very
good.
bright. It's very fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready to do the?
Let's
all right.
let's judge them.
Let's judge. Judging.
All right. So we're going for in its price point because that's what we've decided is the fairest way of
Yep.
judging our wine.
And then so you guys can know what
Exactly.
you're looking at in the store.
Exactly.
So Jean-Luc Colombo.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I feel like it's gonna be my everyday. It's about under $15 a bottle, so it's like my everyday. I'm gonna buy a case for the summer. My friends come over, crack it open. We're good.
You're gonna make everybody happy.
Basically.
People like rosé are people that don't like it. You know, they've never really tried a lot of different ones. They've only had ones that are, we'll call them a little bit more well known.
Mm-hmm.
You take this out, you pour it. It's a beautiful sunny day. Everyone's gonna be happy. Delicious little wine. What do you go with?
4 out of
4.
5.
Yeah. I'm there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
4.2.
It's solid.
It's a solid wine.
It's
Yeah.
solid. You know, like you don't have too many expectations with this wine, and it over delivers
Every
for
time.
the small amount of expectations you have.
Yeah, it's you know you're gonna exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's an awesome wine.
Yeah, it's an awesome little wine. Lauer.
Lauer. A little bit higher price point, correct?
It is. It runs you about $20 a bottle or so.
Okay.
I like this wine. I think I want to have it with like a full meal though,
Mhm.
because
it wants food.
It does. It wants some food. What do you want to give it?
3.5. 3.5.
3.5, 3.3. It's
Based on the name Lauer and some of the wines I've had by them, I expected a touch more.
Yeah.
I want brighter fruit.
Yeah.
I want more out of rosé
Yeah.
than what this is. A different style. I get it. It's a little bit, like I said, it has that little weird bitterness to me that pulls me away from what it is. I want freshness. I want brightness.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.5. 3.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah.
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 It might be time's fault.
Maybe
So-
we'll try another one.
Yeah.
We'll try a fresher one. We'll try it again.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna write it off. Don't write it off.
Don't.
For
No.
sure.
Give it a go again, but. All right.
I love this one.
I absolutely do.
I really like it. I mean, you're going to the bank. It's like,
In terms of
you know,
in rosé world.
probably around $30
That's
a
not bad.
bottle.
Okay.
So in the rosé world, it's really
higher.
high. It's really high.
But at 30,
At 30 for a regular wine, it's not that high,
No.
but for rosé, it definitely is. But I kind of love it, so I'm gonna go ahead for like a 4.2.
I'm gonna go 4.4.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I really like
actually
it.
gonna buy
Yeah.
this, so that works.
Yeah. That's totally going to be the one that after this shuts off, I'm going to drink the rest
Yeah.
of the glass.
Yes, I'm going to
Excuse
right
me.
now. So.
I mean, how can you stop, right? It's so
No,
good.
it's great. It's bright. It's fresh. It
And
works
it's
with
just-
food. And again, like you talk about, people come over, bring that out, and everyone will be happy. It's awesome. That's a great
The
one.
thing is that people will start talking about the wine and they'll stop talking about how much they hate their job and, you know,
Everything
politics
else.
and things like that. They'll start talking about the
It is
wine.
more than instead of politics. Trust me. Better. Last but not least, Sun Goddess.
So being a celebrity wine, I thought this wine was really over delivers. It is well made.
Mhm.
It's fantastic.
What's the price point?
The price point would be around $20 or
Oh,
so.
it's not bad. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty accessible, I would say. Yeah.
I go 3.8.
3.8. Yeah, I'll go 4.
Go
Just
4.
because I do really, yeah,
That's your
I
thing.
don't know.
Hey, no,
yeah,
no.
I know. You know what?
Stick with
I'm
what
gonna
you're
go with
going.
4. I'm gonna go with 4. I love it.
All
I
right.
like the mouth feel for it. It's very round. I like the underlying minerality. I feel like it could play really well with others.
Yeah.
Like at the dinner table, there's a lot of things that could work with it. For some reason, Indian food is coming to mind. I feel like a korma would go really well with this.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but it just,
Hey.
yeah, that's what my inspiration is telling me. So,
Lean into it. I like it.
yeah. Well,
Awesome.
hey,
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
watch the video. Remember, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
all right, till then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
This is so fucking good.
So fucking good, man.